Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Vanessa here from Solulu Rask. How are you? Hope you've all had plenty of time sewing, surviving the storms wherever you are, and are thoroughly underway with the autumn snuggly makes. By the time you're seeing this video, you may or may not already have seen over on Instagram my latest post, which is the reveal of my collaboration with who is Crafty Clyde on Instagram, and Alison, who is So Like Dotty here on YouTube and also on Instagram. We got together to collaborate. Don't know if you heard that, but that was really loud for me. That was a jet going overhead, so yeah, excuse that. We joined forces together in a little collaboration of One Fabric Three Ways as part of our Beyond the Pink Door Sew Inspired ambassadorship. Now, we did not get this fabric gifted to us. This is not an official project that we have done. We just all bought the fabric when we saw it because we loved it so much, and when we found out through chatting, because we go to Sew Virtuals together, we chat online, when we all three of us said that we had bought the same fabric, it was a no-brainer that we had to join together to create little collaboration. So we've all posted now, so by the time you're seeing this, we've all posted, so you can go and see what the others made as well. And I thought what I would do with mine is just to give you a little bit more detail on the make. So the garment that I chose to make as part of this collaboration was the Closet Core Sally jumpsuit. Now I will insert a stock image just here so you can see. But I do have my pattern envelope here. It's just the front sheet of the PDF. So if I come forward and show you the line drawing there, you'll see there are three variations, but to be honest with you, there can be a lot more. There's the full length jumpsuit, a culotte length jumpsuit, a maxi dress. There's also a capped tee top and like a tie top. But all of the tops and lengths and bottoms are all completely interchangeable. So I chose this one because I have now made the Sally jumpsuit. I was actually counting up. I think I've made it 4 times now already. Version 1 no longer exists. I then went on to make it in, again, another viscose jersey, which was an animal print. I've no idea where I got that from. The second one I can definitely pop a little picture in. The third one, which I will pop the picture in, is actually in a French terry, so it has a very different feel and look to it. So with this one, my most recent creation, I used Beyond the Pink Doors Midnight Panther viscose jersey, and it is delightful. For a jersey, it was very, very stable. Does that make sense? It had a good weight to it. Well, not one of these sort of really lightweight ones that kind of stretch and almost see through. It had a really good handle and really good body to it. So when I was sewing it, it wasn't stretching out all the time. Now, with the Sally jumpsuit, there are elements that you can do on the overlocker, but there are elements that you have to do on your machine. Sometimes, for example, the pockets, it will state in the instructions to use a straight stitch. For other elements, I used a lightning stitch. I also used Maraflex when I was using the conventional sewing machine, just to give it a little bit extra give, because when I wear jumpsuits, they do get a bit of hardware. So I wanted the seams to be as flexible as they possibly could be. But it is a very, very simple make. So before I show you the delightful Norma here modelling it, I'm going to go through the pattern a bit more, but first I'm going to pause you and I'm going to put the blinds down because the sun has suddenly come out and I'm aware that I'm like bleaching out here. So funny. I always vowed I would never be that vlogger that complains and apologises for the sunshine, but now I understand why it happens, because I can't see anything, which means you can't see anything. But the blinds are down for now. Hopefully you can still see me, and actually that's helped a bit because you're going to be able to see this a bit more. So as I say, I have the pattern here, and as it says, view A, view B, view C, but to be honest with you, the top and the bottom sections can be interchanged completely however you wish to make that. Now it also gives a little measuring chart here, so you can just double check the stretch of your fabric. But as I've said, I have made a version of this in French terry, which does not have the required stretch. So it is definitely more form-fitting, but it does give, after a while, I suppose, a bit like a pair of jeans that once you've worn them, they give. The French terry does the same. So I've found them absolutely, still within scope. So I think, providing you are happy to know that if you go for a less stretchy fabric, you are going to have less ease, less movement in the garment. If you can size up, you could always take that option. At this point, I will insert that the size that I used for this was the highest in the range. It was the size 20, so I had no scope to go for the next size up in the French terry. This is actually one of the earlier closet core patterns, and when the size ranging at the time was only from a 0 to 20, so it doesn't have the extended size range that they now have with the 14 to 32 option. But you all know I'm quite a chunky girl, and I fit into the 20, and I'm quite comfortable with how it fits. So I would say, if you're, well, as I say, I've got a 40F bust, my waist is 112 centimeters, my hips 125. I'm very round across the middle, and this fits me, I think, perfectly. So yeah, there's definitely scope there. The fabric requirements. Obviously, this is all going to be dependent on the option that you choose and the size range, but as a guide, you are going to be going between sort of 2.3 meters to 2.75 meters at your maximum. At your highest, if you're going on a 55-inch, so a slightly narrower, you might need 3 meters. Now, I only ever make this out of 2.5 meters, and there is a reason for that, because whenever I make it and plan it, I always forget how much I'm supposed to use, and 2.5 meters for some reason has lodged itself in my brain. Where you need the extra fabric is going to be if you're making this version, which is the t-shirt top. It is completely fully lined, and I'll show you that when we get to the actual garment. And I never have enough fabric to do that in a bodice. But what I do is I have always got a bit of jersey or a bit of, lingerie lining fabric or something stretchy in my stash that I line it with, because really there's no requirement to make it with the same fabric on the inside as well. Save your expensive fabric to be shown and just something simple on the inside. So if you only have 2.5 meters, that's fine. You can line it with something, just like a plain jersey. As always, it's got all of the finished measurement guides, and other than a little bit of, I'm going to call it fram elastic, but like that's really clear fine elastic for stabilizing seams. A little bit of that is useful for the neckline and for the pocket bags so they don't bag out, because obviously viscose has that movement to it. Your pockets can get a bit flappy. I'll be honest with you, I do not stabilise the neck because of how it fits on me, and I suppose because it's the bigger size, it's intention. It doesn't need to be stabilised, but I've never actually put the elastic round the neckline, and I don't think it's ever needed to be. So let me pop over here and give you, actually I might, excuse me, I'll just slide it forward a little bit. Here we go. Okay, so here's Norma, beautifully modelling. Now I am going to say that Norma is not set to my unique measurements. She does not go up to my unique measurements. I bought her many years ago when plus size measurements weren't really a thing. Yeah, but what I'm planning on doing, she comes close. But what I'm planning on doing is making like a proper muslin of you know, like a bodice block. I'm going to make a bodice block and create my own outer garment to put on her that I can then stuff and fill and put all the lumpy bumpy bits, because she wears this jumpsuit very well, let me tell you. When I've got it on, it doesn't look quite like this, but I will do a little fashion show at the end so you can see how it translates from Norma onto me. But now let's get into the nuts and bolts of why we're here, because this is the beautiful Beyond the Pink Door fabric. Sorry if I'm looking over that way, it's because I'm looking at the panther in the camera. Sorry for doing that, but I can't help it because it is absolutely glorious. As soon as I saw it, I just fell in love. I love the background. It's got a real autumn winter feel. And now let me tell you, you can definitely wear this jumpsuit through spring, summer, autumn, winter, and I do. Pop a jumper over the top, put a tank, cardi over the top, or put a long sleeve base layer similar to this underneath it. Perfect. It's got a beautiful, I don't know, it's like a dusty turquoisey colour in the back, but it's not solid. It shades as it goes through. These beautiful, beautiful, they almost look to me a bit like dahlias. Please, if anybody knows better than I do, and all of these gorgeous burgundies, maroons, which is the colour of the season, let me tell you, ladies, it is fantastic. There's like, how do I describe it? They're not shiny gold, but there's like little speckly dots where the panther is, and it just makes it look a little bit mystical. It honest to goodness, it is just so detailed. And of course, this beautiful panther head, which I have one on this side, one facing out on the other side here. Now, nothing is where it shouldn't be, if that makes sense. I don't have any boob flowers, I don't have panther bum, nothing like that. So the actual top, as you see it there, is just a very straightforward cap sleeve v-neck t-shirt effect. If I just twizzle around, the front and the back are pretty much they are identical. The only thing different on the back is you make the self tie just to stop it dropping down on the shoulders. You know, it's as simple as that. You just sandwich it in when you're stitching it together, and you literally make one, make the other, right sides to right sides, stitch it all around, flip it through, it's made. It's a little cap sleeve which is created by when you're doing the side seams, you just stitch the side seams that far and leave the rest open. It is so simple. It genuinely is so simple. The trousers, these ones you can't see all the way down, but these are the culotte length. If I can just give see if I can give you a little tilt down without making you seasick. Here we go. So these are the culotte length. Now I don't have particularly long legs, so that works perfectly for me, and lands just a little bit above ankle length, but you'll see in the picture. And when you come to see the picture, oh, a little thread there. When you come to see the picture, just for reference, I'm about 5'4.5", so you'll be able to see there. But my legs are quite short. I've got like a 27-inch inside leg, so my height comes from my body rather than my legs. The trousers are very, very straightforward. You sew one leg, sew the other. One goes inside the other, stitch through the crotch seam, voila. The pockets are fixed into the seam. So if I show you here, this is the pocket. Now it's like I'm doing this. I don't know what that's called, but this is the side seam, and this is, you've got about 2 inches forward. So it's not an inseam pocket, it's a slash pocket. Is that maybe right? So it comes in 2 pieces, front and back. You construct the pocket bag. You then attach the pocket bag to the front section and just tack it, baste it along the top seam, along the side edge to hold the pocket in place before you then construct the leg. Once you have the bottom fully constructed and the top fully constructed, the next thing that you do is turn the bodice inside out, slip it upside down over the legs, stitch it round, pop in a little bit of elastic. Now when you do, sorry to take it back a little bit because that doesn't make much sense, you actually stitch, I'll show you, there's a stitch line here. Once you've constructed the bodice, you stitch the inner and outer together about 3 centimeters up from the bottom edge, so then that becomes like joined. So then when you add it to the bottom and leave a little gap at the back, you've just created this little channel. If I show you the back again, it's just glorious. Now what I'll do is if I turn her inside out, now you'll see here what I've done is I've just used this. I got this from Rainbow Fabrics. This is actually just a viscose jersey that I've had. I got like 4 meters of it because everybody was raving at the quality of it. So I got that, and this is what I've used to line the inside. So it's still fitting, and if it shows a little bit, it's all the same colourway. But I thought, rather than, you know, wasting good fabric, which I didn't have enough of anyway, because I only got 2.5 meters. But yeah, I think she is absolutely gorgeous. Now, if you haven't met the Sally jumpsuit yet, or you haven't tried it, and you fall within the size range that is available for it, then give it a go. I find that this is one of the most comfortable jumpsuits that I have. I've made the Zadie. Oh, I've made so many different jumpsuits, but this is by far my favourite. This one is quite glamorous, but actually I would still wear this during the day. I would wear it for evening. I would wear it to go to work. You know what, I would just wear it anywhere, because I always feel with this particular jumpsuit, I feel put together. It's smart, it's flattering, and it's comfortable. And obviously with the style of the top, you can layer it up as required. Highly recommend it. And if you haven't been over to Beyond the Pink Door, please pop over and check out you know, these beautiful patterned fabrics. Now, I am going to be honest, I have a feeling that this one could possibly have sold out by the time you're seeing this, because we've obviously been working on this in the background. Probably got this about 2, maybe longer weeks ago, but there are other variations with other big cats, and if you want something a bit brighter colour wise, something lighter, there are still variations, but I will pop some links at the end and see what you think. But yeah, hope you like that little review of the Sally jumpsuit and this amazing viscose jersey. And now for a little slideshow of me and my own personal little Black Panther sneaking in at the end. Thank you for watching, and really quickly before I go, I just want to say a huge thank you to all of you, because on what day is this? Is Tuesday. Yesterday, Monday, I reached a huge milestone on YouTube. I reached my 1,000 subscribers. So I would like to thank you all so much for subscribing. Thank you all so much for keep popping back and watching my videos. Lots of love, and speak to you soon. Bye for now.